Hey guys, it's Kim George here, and we are gathered today to talk about, how you can start a KDP business for $100 or less. I was kind of going through and just thinking about, since I've started in 2021, I kind of started thinking about, what did I use to start? How much money did I really invest to get started with this business? And I realized that I didn't really spend a lot. I think it maybe was $100 or less to actually get started in the business and all of that good stuff. So I figured that I would put together this video to kind of talk through and give you guys a list of some of the things that I use to get started with and so on and so forth. So before we dive in, I would love for you guys to please like, share, subscribe, comment, all of that good stuff. Now, for those of you who are totally new to KDP and you're new to the world of low and medium content book publishing, these are just basically simple books that you can publish. These are things like the journals, the notebooks, the puzzle books, planners, all that kinds of stuff. They really don't require a lot of writing. And this is a business, like I said, that I got started when I was working my full-time job, thankfully. Yeah, that I got interested in. I started doing more, kind of research and figuring out, what can I do to get started. And I wanted to prove to myself that I could make this business work. And so I have been fortunate to, be in the business now for 5 years since I started. And it's been a journey. It's been a great journey, and but it's one of the best decisions that I've made. Now, I know that there is a lot of layoffs that are going on, guys. This is another video that I'm going to be talking about here pretty soon. But I am just always now advocating for you guys that if you are in corporate America, even if you feel like you have a very secure job, I still stress the importance of starting something on the side for yourself because you never know how things can shake out. So I take myself, for example. I was in a corporate job when I got laid off, right? I thought everything was going well. As a matter of fact, we were told the month before that everything looks good, that we had nothing to worry about. And then that next month or so, they wiped out a whole team of us. Wiped us all out. And so fortunately, I had this business going and it really did save my bacon. Like, I'm not kidding. I don't know what I would have done had not started. So again, I just stress to you, if you're in corporate, no matter how secure you feel rather in your job and in your position, still get something going on the side for yourself because you just never know. All right. But I'm going to get off of that soapbox and we're going to get into this video of how you can get started with $100 or less. So how I have basically kind of divided everything up is I have started things. I'm going to start things off with talking about a list of free resources, free 99 that you can get started with if you have no money to start. Then we're going to get into a list of the low to no cost tools, not low, no cost, but low cost tools that you can use that are $100 or less to start. And then we're going to talk about some things that you can get as you start to see profit in your business to grow. Okay. So let's go ahead and let's dive off into this list. So free tools that you can start. So if you're like, girl, I ain't got no $100. This is all about free 99 over here. I get it. I know things, times are tough. Inflation is at an all-time high. $10 for a loaf of bread. I'm exaggerating, but it seems like that. I get it. So if you're at free 99 and you don't have anything to start with, here's a list of recommended tools you can start that you can use to get started with. So the first one that I recommend definitely is AMZ Suggestion Expander. This is a tool that I always mention all of the time. It's one of my favorite tools to use. And this tool is used specifically for keyword research when you're going to try to look for niches to start. Now, keyword research, let's talk about that. I see so many videos where they're just like, make all this money publishing these books. And listen, the biggest thing that I see people doing wrong still to this day is not understanding that you have to do your research before you get into this business and before you just even go creating a book. Yes, creating the book, designing the book, putting it out there, that is all great and that's dandy. But before you even do that, you need to know who is willing to buy this product that I'm going to be creating. So you have to be able to know how to go and do your research, how to go and find things, how to figure out if there are sales that are going to these specific niches and keywords that you're looking for. You have to know how to do that. All right. So I have videos on this channel that talk about that. I think I have a whole playlist. Go check that out to see how I go about doing my keyword research and niche research to find things. And yeah, that's going to help you more than anything. Like seriously, you have to know how to do that. But anyway, AMZ Suggestion Expander is a tool that I recommend. This is a Chrome extension. It's free. You can install it into your Chrome browser, and then you can be able to use it to help you find niche ideas, okay, and things to target. All right. So the second tool is DS Amazon Quick View, another free 99 tool. This is another Chrome extension. So you install it into your Chrome browser, and this is the one that's going to help you see sales data of specific books that are already out there on Amazon. All right. And so this is a tool that I've used for a number of years. To this day, I still use it. It's very helpful. And this is what you want to be able to use that tool for. This basically helps you validate things. This helps you understand that, yes, I have found a keyword, I have found a niche idea. Now I need to see if sales are actually going to these books. And there is a way that you can tell that. Again, check out my channel. I have a whole playlist of ideas, or not ideas, but videos that talk about keyword research. So you guys can definitely head over to check that out, okay, to understand how to do that. All right. Tool number 3 is going to be Canva free. Absolutely love Canva. Canva does have a free plan still, and I highly recommend this if for designing your books and then putting them together and formatting them for Amazon KDP. Okay, formatting issues can definitely cause a lot of frustration. When I first got started, I ran into this all the time. It does take time to know and understand how to format things, but as far as just creating your books, designing your covers, creating your interior, and formatting the books for Amazon, the platform, I definitely recommend Canva for free to get started. Okay, it's really, really powerful. There's a lot of things you can do even with the free version. All right. The next tool that I highly recommend for you to get started with for free is ChatGPT. So ChatGPT, of course, is AI. I know a lot of people don't care about AI, but I'm here to tell you it's here to stay. It isn't going anywhere, and I use it every day in my business to help me do things faster. So I would recommend using ChatGPT just because it has a lot more things embedded in it to get started with for free. And you can use it for doing things like helping you to create a title for your book, to create your subtitle, and to create your listing and your product description. Okay, that's basically what this can help you with. And this is for free, and it's going to help make that process faster, so you're not trying to do everything from scratch. So highly recommend getting started with ChatGPT free to do these couple of things over here to speed up that process. And then last but not least is going to be for A+ content. Highly recommend here again, you can use either or for free. Canva, the free version to create your A+ content, and then also ChatGPT. So Canva for free, you're definitely going to have to kind of maneuver some things and figure out how to create your mockups and things of that nature. But here again, ChatGPT's image generator is excellent, and they've done a lot of upgrades to it. And I think you can still use it to do some images and things like that up to a certain point, and then it's going to ask you to upgrade. But just as a free tool, I highly recommend, if you're not good with designing, you don't want to deal with, trying to design your A+ content, which is a free marketing feature in Amazon that lets you showcase your books, you can definitely use ChatGPT to design your A+ content, okay, for free. Now, there are some videos out there on YouTube that show you how to do and how to use AI to design your A+ content. I highly recommend you check those out, but I like to use ChatGPT for mine because the results have just been phenomenal. Okay, so those are the list of free 99 tools that you can start with to get your business up and running. So now we're going to move over to the low cost tools that you can use to get started for $100 or less. So let's take a look at those tools, and we're going to talk through them really quickly. All right. So the low cost tools that I recommend that you start with, definitely a shameless plug, but I think that this really is a great start, or I wouldn't have included it. All right. So tool number 1 is going to be some sort of template kit. It doesn't even have to be mine. It could be something from a place like Creative Fabrica, which I'm going to talk about that. But I have a couple of template kits that are available. One is for the lower content books if you want to start that. One is the Gratitude Journal Jumpstart. You can get started with that. You see the cost that's there. And then the other is the Puzzle Book Jumpstart Kit. So this is for you if you want to create puzzle books. So if you want to create puzzle books and sell them, you can definitely check out the Puzzle Book Jumpstart. But if you want to create things like journals and all of that, then you can check out the Gratitude Journal Jumpstart Kit. This is a one-time investment that you can pay for, and then you can have access to those templates and reuse them as many times as you want to create either a puzzle book or a gratitude journal to start and kick off your KDP business. All right. The next tool that I highly recommend to get started with is ChatGPT Pro. All right. So I actually have this. I pay $20 per month for this tool. And again, here again, it is really phenomenal. Now, I actually do like to use Claude, but because ChatGPT has, pretty much everything in it to help you with designing images, to help you with creating, here again, your titles, your subtitles, and your product description for your book, and even your A+ content. I actually would prefer or would recommend to start with this one as the $20 per month, because again, it's just all in one. It has everything in it for the image generation, for your titles, subtitles, the whole shebang. Okay. Even some product research. Okay. But this is what I would recommend with starting with and with investing in at $20 per month if you have $100 or less to start. So again, tool number 2 is ChatGPT Pro. Tool number 3 is Canva Pro. I have a Canva Pro subscription. I pay about $15 per month, and it is well worth it. And the reason that I like Canva Pro is because you're going to find that when you're designing books and things of that nature for Amazon, that Canva Pro is going to really make your life easier when it comes to resizing your book. So for example, I like to take, for example, my paperback books and convert them into hardcover books. So with Canva Pro, what I can do is I can start with my paperback book, and I can easily do things like resize the cover to work for a hardcover. I can resize my interior to work for the hardcover, and so on and so forth. And so if I didn't have Canva Pro to do that, I would have to do everything from complete scratch with the free version. So as far as time savings, as far as like the resize feature, as far as like some of the editing tools that you get access to in Canva Pro. So if you're using AI, for example, to create your covers or to create your A+ content, sometimes AI is not perfect. And so Canva Pro has some editing tools that you can use to clean up your images, to straighten things out. And so it's a very, very powerful tool for that. You can do, like I said, A+ content. You can do video ads. It's just so many different things that you can do with Canva Pro. And so I absolutely hands down recommend it as an investment at $14.95 or so per month. And trust me, you will get your money's worth from using Canva Pro for your book design, your cover design, your interiors, resizing your books, all of that kinds of stuff is going to really make your life a lot easier. So again, tool number 3 is Canva Pro. Tool number 4 is Creative Fabrica. Yes, I still do have a subscription to Creative Fabrica. And the reason I have that subscription is because in some of my projects, I still like to go and be able to grab different fonts to add to my designs. I like to be able to sometimes use Canva or Creative Fabrica to grab templates that I can create or use to make my own. I know how to go in and change them up and edit them to where they look completely different from just the template that you get out of the box or when you first open it. I also use it for grabbing different elements to add to my books. And so I still do recommend Creative Fabrica. You just have to know how to use it correctly. I think a lot of people go wrong with just getting things and just using it as is from Creative Fabrica or Canva. You cannot do that. You have to know how to take these elements that you're using from these platforms and make them your own, So highly recommend Creative Fabrica. Still, I'm riding with it. I pay about $5 a month for it, and it's well worth it, okay? Because you do get commercial access and licenses to use the products. But again, you have to know how to edit them and modify them to make them your own. You can't just use them as is, all right? So that is where I'm rolling with Creative Fabrica as tool number 4. And then the last thing I recommend with a $100 budget to start is some money for your ads. I know that ads can be very tricky. I know that people don't really probably see the benefit of using and running ads to your books. But again, I am here to tell you that they are really jet fuel to your books. Now, ads are not going to save a horrible book. If your book looks bad, if the cover looks terrible, if it looks like a third grader designed it, or the interior looks terrible, it's not going to help those kind of books. But if you have a well-designed book that has a great cover, you have a strong title, you have a really great interior that is useful, that people can use as a utility, that's something that's going to be very helpful to them, then your ads are really going to help you with promoting your book and getting it out there. And then not only do ads help with just the promotion of the book, but you can also get some organic sales from running your ads as well. For me, because I know that I have a very limited time and I really don't have a lot of time to be on social media all day trying to post and TikTok. I just can't do it. I prefer to use Amazon ads to add the boost to my books to really get them out there, to try to get them in front of, more people as quickly as I can. So I highly recommend taking at least $50 to start, to run some low cost ads and to really give your books a boost and to give them some marketing oomph behind them. Okay. So that's just what I'm rolling with. But it is optional, but I recommend it. It can be optional, but I recommend it. I'm just saying, I'm telling you guys, it's just ads have worked great and they continue to work great for me. All right, so now let's talk about growth tools. So these are tools that you can invest in once you start making some coin in your business. So once you start making money, you want to reinvest those profits back into your business to to increase your ad budget and to also maybe at some point invest in some of these tools to help you with better research and so on and so forth. And they are as follows. So tool number one is going to be Publisher Rocket. I think Publisher Rocket is $150. I may be wrong on that. I need to look, but they have gone up from just a 97 one-time fee to I think 149 or 150, but I need to look at that. But Publisher Rocket, I do have this tool. It is better for keyword research, and it has also some other embedded tools in there to help you with finding categories that you can put your books in and so on and so forth. So I actually do recommend that once you start making money in your business to invest in this tool as a one-time expense. And then also BookBeam. BookBeam is an even more advanced tool. I absolutely love this tool. It's a great resource that I use all of the time to help me find things quicker. And then there's also some more advanced tools and features that you get access to BookBeam with as well. So again, these are just some of the tools at a certain point in your business when you're growing and you're making money and you're making a little bit of revenue in your business that you may want to invest in or not. All right. But these are just some of the tools that I actually do use. And so I put them on here as just growth tools so that when you get to that point, you may want to invest in them. All right. But this is what I recommend, guys. If you have $100 or less to start, these are the tools that I recommend. I'm going to put all of these tools down at the bottom for you in case you guys want to, click on them and check them out and all that kinds of stuff. But I hope you guys enjoy this video. And I'd love to know from all of you who are started your businesses, what tools did you first invest in to get started? And what tools have you seen the most return on your investment with starting your KDP businesses? So please comment below, let me know, and I will see you guys in another video. Okay, cheers, and I'll see you guys around. Bye.